Butter lovers and butter skeptics, lean in. Here's the paradox. Butter can speed fat loss or quietly stall it. Today, I'll show you when to use it, when to skip it, and how to build a personal butter budget so you can decide at your next meal. And stay to the end, because the tiny tweak that saved one patient's energy and waste is likely the simplest fix you'll try this month. And it might be living in your morning mug. And if you are new here, hi, I'm Dr. Tony Hampton, board certified in family and obesity medicine, and a man who enjoys butter, but loves the mitochondria more. My goal is root cause clarity, not food tribalism. If you came for Team Butter jerseys, you'll leave with a framework instead. Here's the big idea. Butter is a tool. Used thoughtfully, it boosts satiety, smooths the shift to low-carb or carnivore, and makes nutrient-dense food easier to love. So you stick with it. Used carelessly, especially in drinks, and it can crowd out body fat burning and push lipids up in hyper-responders. By the end, you'll have 5 green lights, 7 red flags. So, what's in the butter that matters? Mostly saturated and monounsaturated fat, including stearic and palmitic acids. It carries fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K2, and those are often higher in grass-fed varieties. And butyrate, the short-chain fatty acid people celebrate for gut and metabolic benefits, shows up in small amounts. And you'll get more in ghee. One kitchen note, butter's milk solids. They scorch at high heat, while ghee is clarified and more heat stable. Translation: sear with ghee, lard, or tallow. Finish with butter for flavor. So here are 5 green lights when butter helps. Number 1, butter is a satiety upgrade. Lean proteins like chicken breast or sirloin often need a little more fat to keep you full and prevent late night scavenging. Number 2, butter can serve as an adaptation bridge. Early keto or carnivore can feel like your energy forgot to clock in. A modest pat of butter helps until fat adaptation is solid. 3, butter helps with micronutrient absorption. Fat helps you use vitamin A, D, E, and K whether you're eating eggs, liver, or low-carb vegetables. 4, give those who need it strategic calories. And that's those of us who are undereaters, older adults, and high-output athletes who sometimes need easy energy to meet needs. 5, it makes compliance to low-carb dietary changes easier. Butter can make real foods satisfying enough to beat takeout and sustain the plan because it has so much flavor. And who doesn't like the taste of butter incorporated into some of our favorite foods? All right, now that we have 5 green lights, there's always a red light we need to pay attention to. So here are 7 red flags and when to skip or swap. Number 1, drinking fat. Butter coffee is definitely tasty, but if fat loss is the goal, sipping calories you weren't hungry for, it's like locking the fridge and handing your body the key anyway. 2, the lipids of hyperresponders. If ApoB or LDL climb on a high saturated fat diet, don't panic, because it may not matter as much as you think. Test your LDL particle sizes and other markers of metabolic health, including a fasting insulin, and inflammatory markers like set rates and C-reactive protein. And if you're still worried, test a swap: ghee, tallow, olive, or avocado oil, and recheck in a few weeks. 3, dairy sensitivity, acne, eczema, congestion, or bloating after dairy. Butter still contains trace proteins. Ghee is usually better tolerated. 4, gallbladder or bile issues. Large fat boluses can trigger discomfort. Split dosages, use ghee, and build gradually. 5, hedonic override, which is the pleasure-driven desire for highly palatable foods which may intensify with butter. In other words, butter combined with hyper-palatable foods, even low-carb treats, makes stopping harder. 6, the electrolyte mistake. Fat from butter won't fix sodium, potassium, or magnesium deficits. Cramps are usually a mineral problem. 7, carb plus butter combo. Adding butter to starches spikes energy density. Bad trade-off if fat loss is the target. Now let's build your butter budget. Step 1, name the goal. Fat loss. performance, maintenance, or healing. Step 2, set the dose. Start with 1 to 2 teaspoons per meal on food, not in beverages. 2 hours later, ask, am I calmly satisfied without grazing? If yes and progress follows, keep it. Step 3, run my S.N.A.C.K check weekly. And if you follow me, you know I love acronyms. S is symptoms. Track GI response, skin, congestion, and energy. N is numbers, ApoB or LDL cholesterol if available. The triglyceride to HDL ratio, fasting insulin, and fasting or post-meal glucose. A is appetite. Notice cravings or late night nibbling. C is control. Can you stop at the planned dose? K is ketones. Optional, trend, not a religion. Here's your 60-second self-test. For the next 7 days, remove butter from beverages. Cap butter at 1 teaspoon on food per meal. Log morning weight and waist. Record a hunger score from 0 to 10, 1 to 2 hours after eating. If possible, check a morning glucose or watch your CGM trend. After a week, if hunger and energy are stable or better, and the scale or waist nudge down, that's a green light dose. If cravings rise, you have GI flares or numbers worsen, your budget needs a trim, a swap, or both. Here are some rapid fire Q&As. Is grass-fed worth it? Often better flavor and probably more K2, but not mandatory. Butter versus seed oils. From a metabolic lens, I prefer saturated and monounsaturated fats over high omega-6 seed oils most of the time. Ghee or tallow. Use ghee for high heat or dairy sensitivity. Tallow for searing. Butter shines as a finisher. Now the open loop I teased. A patient, we'll call him Mike, was a disciplined carnivore who stalled 6 weeks, felt oddly fatigued, and watched ApoB inch up. Food was clean, steps, sleep, decent. The hidden culprit. He began blending 2 tablespoons of butter into coffee every morning, then cooking generously with butter again. We made 2 tweaks. No fat in beverages, cook with ghee or tallow, and keep a teaspoon of butter only as a finish. 2 weeks later, hunger steadied, energy returned, the waist tightened, and ApoB trended down. He basically became a success. So if this video helped, tell me in the comments, are you team butter, team ghee, team tallow, or even team lard? And why? What dose keeps you satisfied without waking the snack monster? Share this with a friend who loves butter a little too much. They'll thank you after they stop pouring half a stick into their mug. And while you're here, tap like and subscribe. 1 click helps more people find metabolic hope. Butter is a scalpel, not a sledgehammer. Used with intention, it keeps you full, makes simple food delicious, and helps you stay loyal to the plan that heals your metabolism. Used without guardrails, it blurs hunger cues, muddies your data, and slows progress. Build your butter budget. Run the 7-day self-test and evaluate using your body and your labs. Consistency still wins. Here's a final note. This is education, not personal medical advice. Work with your clinician, especially if you have gallbladder disease, significant lipid issues, pregnancy, or complex conditions. You bring your story. I'll bring the framework and a pat of butter for the finish. But before you go, don't forget to subscribe to my channel here or check out this video right here. I'm Dr. Hampton, and I'll see you in the next one.